Hi guys, Stay-Patient here, and this is a video to explain how to do moonshot farming in Borderlands 2. Now this is going to contain some spoilers regarding the final boss, so if you don't want any spoilers, duck out of the video for now. But basically, moonshot farming is a method of being able to kill the warrior at the end of the story over and over again. Now you can go back into the area where the warrior spawns and kill him lots of times once you finish the story, but his drop rate on legendary items is very, very low. But when you kill him as part of the story, he always drops one legendary item. But of course, once you kill him, that's it. So this is a method of being able to do that over and over again without it actually finishing off the mission. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to kill Jack at the end, and then he'll summon the warrior, and you want to kill the warrior. You want to take his life down to the point where he's sort of lying on the ground and he's ready to be finished off by the moonshot. Now the next objective will be to call in the moonshot. Now that's why it's called moonshot farming, because this is what we're going to be doing over and over again. When you call in the moonshot, it will finish off the warrior and he'll drop a ton of loot, loads of purples, and always one legendary item. But of course, if it saves that you've done that, then you can't do it again. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using a co-op method, and I will explain how it all works. So basically, I'm going to load in, I've got my second controller signed into one of my alternate accounts, and if you don't have an alternate account, they're very easy to set up. Just set up a second email if you haven't already got one, and log into the PS4 as a new account, set it up, use your email address and choose your PSN ID and whatnot. But most people have got more than one account. This is my old account I used to play on, so I'm going to load in. There he is, Tommy T. Now he's automatically loaded in as the character I was using. This is also a very good method of leveling up a character on another account if you want to do that. As you can see, he's level 29, and literally I've only spent maybe 2 hours doing this moonshot farming, and he started off at level 1. Now when you load in, usually it will load in as a new character. So if you do have a character you're doing the moonshot farming with, you want to use the same character each time because he's going to be carrying the loot and stuff. So what you want to do is, with the second controller, press triangle and it will bring up the list of characters that belong to the second account that you have signed in. So there you go, you can just choose one of the existing characters or a new one if you want to use a new one. So I'm going to load in as this level 29 character. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into the game. Now I am at the point where I have killed the warrior but not called in the moonshot. So as soon as that happens, as soon as you're prompted to call in the moonshot, you want to save and quit. Also, something you want to do is quit out of the game and upload your save file to the PlayStation Plus cloud. Upload it online so that if you do mess up and it does accidentally save or whatever, you do have a backup save that you can bring back and carry on with the moonshot farming. If you don't know how to do that, just Google it or whatever. It's very easy to upload your save. Most people are aware of how to do that. Anyway, so here we are. I've uploaded my save, and as you can see, my current objective is call moonshot. Now this is very important. Player 1 is going to just stand there. He's not going to move, because what we want to happen is we don't want player 1's progress during this play session to save at all, because he is the one with the mission open. So as long as he keeps that mission open, we can keep doing it over and over again. So whatever player 2 does, he can save, player 2 can save, which is what we're going to want to be doing. But as long as player 1 doesn't save, it means we can load back into the game and it will still have this objective open, so we can call in this moonshot multiple times. So what we're going to do is we're going to take player 2. He's got no weapons equipped or anything. Ideally you want him to have an empty inventory so you can pick up as much stuff as possible. So we're going to run down and we're going to go to the panel that you need to press the button on to call in the Moonshot. Now as you can see, Jack is there, he's out of it, he's down, ready to be finished off, and there's the warrior. So this is what your game should look like, and you should have this waypoint here to call in the Moonshot. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to call in the Moonshot with player 2. There you go, he's finished off, and that's why you level up so quickly. I got 30-odd thousand XP then. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to have one of the legendaries drop. He has 6 legendaries he can drop. One of them is a customization item, which is a mask. I'm just going to wait for this screen to stop shaking around and flashing and all sorts. So only one legendary item will drop, and I'll show you where it drops. I'm just going to tidy up some of this some of the messy money and stuff which gets in the way of seeing what's going on. Now you can have a look around, check out some of the purple stuff, you know, pick up anything that strikes your fancy, but you don't want to pick up too much, because the main thing you want is the legendaries, of course. So you want to have plenty of room in your inventory for them. Now, if the face item, the Jack's mask, has dropped, which is one of the items that can drop, then you won't have any of the weapons drop. And the mask generally falls around this kind of area in the centre, where this stone sort of circular platform type area is. So if you look around there, just check for the mask. It will be orange because it's a legendary item. So if there's nothing orange around here, then that's good news, because it means that you've probably had one of the actual orange items, you know, the weapons or shields or grenades drop. Now if it is one of the other items, it will either fall, there we go, it's right there. So it will either fall to the right of this sort of central raised platform, so it will be over here somewhere, as it is now, it's right there, or it could be right in front of it, or possibly even on top of it. Now there will only be one, so we found the one that's dropped, and it's right here. So that's the homing electric leech. It's a transfusion grenade, which I believe heals you instantly rather than waiting for these sort of health bubbles to reach you. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's great for healing. So let's go ahead and pick that up. Now we've got the loot that we want. I may just run around and grab any you know, purple items or iridium that's left. Now the downside of this is that the iridium you do collect will save to the player 2's character, but it won't save on player 1, because remember, we're not saving anything on player 1. We need to keep this mission open. So we've got everything we want. What we're going to do now is we're going to pause the game as player 2, then we're going to press circle if you're playing on PlayStation, and save and leave game. So that's going to save the inventory for player 2, which means the legendary item that he's picked up is saved in Tommy T456's inventory. But player 1 hasn't saved yet, and he's not going to save, so we can resume here. Now, I'm not going to show you the next step, because it involves quitting the game, and that will stop the video upload. But basically, what you're going to want to do now is make sure you don't move around, don't do anything that could prompt to save. You're going to simply hold down the PlayStation button, and then you're going to choose to quit the application and close it down. That way you're closing the game without having saved any of the progress that you've made. Then of course the next step would be to start up the game again and literally carry on exactly as you had been going back to the start of this video, basically. So you'd load in your second player, come back here, and just do it all over again. So that means that this this objective of calling in the Moonshot, which is the very thing that gives you a legendary item, will still be available for you to do. So once again, you would use player 2 to go and call in the Moonshot and collect the legendaries and any purples that you want to keep, and then you would save as player 2 by quitting out, and then close to the cross media bar without saving as player 1, and just rinse and repeat. Now of course eventually player 2's inventory will fill up, because the likelihood is he will be a sort of low level character to begin with and only have sort of 12 inventory slots. So of course, every now and again you are going to want to load both characters in, drop all of your, before you do the moonshot, and don't do the moonshot at all when you're doing this, you want to drop all your items on the floor as player 2, all the things that you've picked up, and give them to player 1. Player 1 will pick them up, add them to his inventory, and then save with both players without having called in the moonshot. Just quit with player 1 and save so that both players are saved, and then just carry on and do the moonshot, you know, reload back into the game and repeat what we've done in this video. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. It's a great way of getting the legendaries that drop from the warrior. Of course, this is a bit situational because it does rely on you having not completed this mission yet, but I would recommend only doing this on True Vault Hunter mode, or preferably on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, because of course that means that you're going to be getting the high level gear. It's not worth farming legendaries on normal, because when you're playing on normal difficulty you're leveling up quite quickly and you'll out level the gear, and it will become pretty much useless before long. But as you're higher levels you don't level up quite so often, and all the enemies are scaled to your level anyway, so you know, it's worth farming for this gear. As you can see, I'm level 64, I'm doing this on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. And it's worth keeping this mission open literally all the way to level 72, because that means that as you're playing through maybe the DLC or whatever it is you're playing, side missions, you know, you can always come back here if you need an update to your gear. And of course there are better guns and things you can get by using other farming methods, so check out my channel for other farming routes for some of the other equipment that you might want. But this is, if you leave this open, if you never actually complete this mission, if you leave the moonshot available, then whenever you feel like getting some updated gear, maybe a new shield, the Impaler shield drops from the warrior, or if you want some of the conference call shotguns, which are really good shotguns, then obviously you can just come back here, drop a second player in to grab the loot, and just keep doing this at whatever level you wish, because it will drop gear on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. Even if you've already killed the warrior, he will drop gear that is leveled, you know, the same as you. It will be level scaled to your level, I should say. So I'm level 64. I've had this mission open for several levels now, but you know, coming back and doing it now, he's dropping level 64 legendary gear. So if I leave this mission open until I'm level 72, then he'll be dropping level 72 gear, and that's a good way of making sure you can get all of the legendaries at the maximum level, so that you can pick and choose whatever you want to use as you're playing the game. So I hope that's been helpful, guys. I hope I've explained it in a way that you can understand. But thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more Borderlands 2 videos and the pre-sequel, so check them out, and for now, have a great day and I'll catch you all soon.